Hello, non-weight bearing friends. What I have for you today is what in fitness we like to call an exercise snack. So a bite size, AKA a fairly short movement break that you can squeeze in between your workday and between errands, something that doesn't require too much commitment but will get you moving and will get the body, or rather give the body, a little bit of stimulus. So I'm pretty jet lagged. Got back from Europe last night, so I'm going to do a mobility focus today. Full body again, get myself moving. This would be appropriate for people who are recently injured or just post-op and a full-on workout is going to be a little bit too much. This is a way to get the joints moving, get some blood flow going, get you feeling good without it being too strenuous. So we're going to start with some cat-cows. So for cat-cows, we're going to get on hands and knees. As per usual, we are going to be stacking our joints. So wrists are going to be underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips, and then we are going to arch and round. Exhaling in the cat. Inhaling in the cow. In the cow, we are actively, my palms are pulling towards my knees and my chest is coming through the arms, gazing forward. On the exhale in the cat, rounding as much as I can, tucking my chin into my chest. Keep it nice and slow. I'd say somewhere between 6 to 10 reps. I actually don't know how many I did there, but that felt sufficient for me right now. Next, I'm gonna go into my T leg swings. You're gonna see these a lot because frankly, I love them. They feel great. They get the whole body warmed up. As per usual, exercises are all written down. No, I have not joined modernity. I like to put pen to paper. I do add them to my phone eventually, so don't worry. All right, arms out into a T, lying flat on the ground. Now the right leg is going to swing over the left towards the right hand, swinging along the floor like the hand of a clock. So we're not up and overing here, but going along the floor and then back to center. With each rep, we're trying to get that leg, the foot, a little bit closer to the opposite hand. Notice I am letting the hip come up and over. I am twisting in the spine, so I'm trying to keep the left down as much as I can. Once you start to get warmed up, you can use a little bit of momentum here to get you in closer to the end of your range of motion. Ooh, I have scooted quite a way down. All right, scooting back up. Next, scorpions. Again, you're gonna see these a lot. These feel super great. We're doing a lot of sitting right now with this non-working leg situation. So anything to get the hips and the spine moving is gonna be great. So on our front, arms are gonna be out to the sides again. I have this very inconvenient knot in the front of our body. We're just gonna ignore that. Okay, arms out to the side, and now the knee is gonna lift off. The leg is gonna be bent like a little scorpion tail. And we're going to come up and over. Just cracked my back there. Inevitably happens every time. I don't hate it. Sometimes it's nice to pause here and breathe. And then come back to the other side. Now here again, we're getting a nice chest stretch and a stretch through the shoulder, as well as some movement in the T-spine, as well as opening up the hip. So I do want the hip to be extended here. Okay, so make sure we're not still in a flex position. I like to do 10 per side generally. I have not been counting, given I've been talking. Oop, sorry, watch. All right, we'll pretend that was 10, mostly because apparently I can't talk and count at the same time. All right, we're gonna do some hip circles. Oh, my hair is falling apart. Ugh, note to self, figure out some hairstyles that actually stay up. All right, for hip circles, same position as for our cat-cows. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Nice neutral spine. I want you to brace here. So I've talked about this feeling before, the feeling like somebody's about to punch you in the stomach and you tense and slightly push the abs out. That's what we're going for. All right, that's gonna stay there. And then we're just gonna draw circle with our knee, and then as we get warmed up, it's gonna get bigger and bigger. We're gonna work all the way through the hip. All right, opposite direction. Keep your gaze a couple of feet in front of you. As per usual, don't forget to breathe. Breathing's important. Oxygen is life. So start off small, and then we're gonna get bigger and bigger. All right, and then in the opposite direction, same thing. Try not to rush those. I want to really feel out every little corner of the joint. All right, next, we are going to go for a little wrist stretch. For any of us who are using regular crutches, I've been avoiding them like the plague because they are the worst, but they will be coming into my life imminently for some partial weight bearing, so a necessary evil. But those of us who have been using them, and I do use them on occasion, I'm not, can't be fully avoiding the crutches, you will notice that your wrists are gonna start to ache a little bit. It's a lot of weight, a lot of pressure to be putting on the wrists and the hands, which they're just not used to. So let's give them a little bit of love. This is a warm-up that's used in gymnastics. The irony being I got hurt in gymnastics, but looking to go back there as soon as I can. So you're first gonna start with your fingers away from you, palms down, and then you're gonna rock forward and back. So shoulders are shifting from above the wrist to in front of the wrist. All right, now we're gonna flip so that our fingers are towards the knees. And then same thing here. All right, now, same thing to the side. Okay, fingers are gonna be away from us again. This time we're gonna do circles. Love a good circle. So right now we're going clockwise. All right, I did 6 there. Now I'm gonna go anti-clockwise, or what in the US you guys like to call counterclockwise. Took me a long time to realize I've been saying anti, and probably hundreds of people had no idea what I was talking about for years. But here we are, better late than never. Okay, cool. What we're gonna do now is whipping palms down. Now we're gonna flip. Now the palms are gonna be up. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do some rocks. And now we're gonna do some circles. All right, and the other way. There is other wrist stuff that I will be introducing as we go on. So if you need more wrist movements, do not worry, they are coming. All right, next, child's pose. I love a good child's pose. Who does not? However, very often when we do child's pose, it's very inactive. We just sort of get into child's pose and we slump there. This is going to be an active child's pose. So what we're going to do, I'll go this way actually. We're going to open up the knees. Feet are going to be together, pushing the hips back. Let the head hang. And then you're going to crawl your fingers away from you. Should feel really good on the lats. A few breaths there. Now we're going to crawl our fingers over to 1 o'clock. Feeling a stretch in the side body. Left lat is loving it. Enjoy some deep breaths there. And then we're going to crawl, 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 crawl. All the way to 11 o'clock. Again, some deep breaths here. And back to center. All right, so let's do some head circles. I'm gonna sit on my butt for these. You can kneel if you can. Any position is fine, really. So head circles, obviously what it says on the tin. We're just gonna roll nice and slow and controlled. 5 clockwise. Now we're going to go 5 anti. All right, now you're going to sit on your left hand, pop, right under the butt. Right hand is going to grab the head by the left ear, and then we're just going to gently pull. Now we're going to switch. Right hand underneath the butt. Left hand comes to the right ear. And an ever so gentle pull. Today's meant to be restorative, so we're not pushing ourselves too much. We're not punishing ourselves here. All right, now we're going to put hands behind the head, drop the chin. I love to punish myself as much as the next girl, but you know, when you punish yourself a lot, you also have to give yourself a lot of recovery. And given we are currently injured, recovery is definitely key. All right, seal stretch. Another movement we love in gymnastics and otherwise. All right, on our front. So, a couple of variations here. One is we're going to come up just onto the forearms, and the next will be coming up onto the palms. For forearms, we're just going to place our hands just outside of our shoulders, just in front. Elbows are tucked, and then we're going to push up. Actually, that was a little too far back. Push up here, so our elbows are in line with the shoulders. That might be enough for you. For me, I'm going to come down onto my palms, so my palms are going to be underneath my shoulders, and then I'm going to push up. Kind of breathe deeply here. If you want to, you can do some head circles here too. I personally don't love them in this position. but that's also because I don't have a huge amount of mobility, so it just gets a little sticky. We are gonna twist and look at our right heel, and then we're gonna twist and look at our left heel. Oh, what are those bruises from? Huh. That's what travel will do to you. All right, beautiful. Next, we're gonna do the same thing, but on the side. I really enjoy this one. So, same concept. Now, we're gonna stack the feet, the shins, the thighs, and we are going to place our hand on the floor in line with the shoulder, but a bit in front, and then we're just gonna push up. Get a nice stretch. Side body. Try and keep a good posture. Don't be slumping down. Nice wide chest. A few breaths here. And then switching to the other side. All right, again, stacking everything. If you need to place a hand on the floor, that's fine. Never let balance get in the way of a good stretch or a good exercise, unless you're working on balance, obviously. Alrighty. Figure 4. Oh, so I love a pigeon. Pigeon is really, I'd say, my favorite glute stretch. For those of us who are fully non-weight bearing, pigeon's probably a no-go. Hopefully when we head into partial, pigeon will be allowed. So we'll do figure 4 instead. We have 2 options for a figure 4. One seated, one lying down. So the seated one is gonna look like this. You're gonna bend your right leg across your left. The shin is gonna be just above the left knee. You're gonna be leaning back on your hands, and then you're gonna bend the left. And now you can move your butt as close into your heel as you need to for that stretch. Again, thinking good posture, so no slumping, shoulders down and back, nice and proud. Take as many breaths here as you need. I'd recommend 5 to 10. All right, switching to the other side. So now we're gonna do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So the left shin is gonna come to right above the right knee. Again, here, be conscious that you're not putting too much weight on this foot. So if you can't even touch the ground with your foot, do not do this. Do the lying down version. Otherwise, we're gonna bring the heel towards the butt and hang out here. Yeah, let's remember, not a doctor. So make sure that you get clearance from your health practitioner to do whatever it is that you'd like to do. And what is allowed for you might not be allowed for me, and vice versa. All right, so the lying down version looks like this. One leg is straight. Well, basically the same thing we did seated, except we're not bending the leg this time. So shin right above knee, and then you can grab behind the thigh, ideally just below the knee. You can pull in a little bit. Or alternatively, you loop through this way. All right, now switching. Right ankle above left knee. Thread the arms through, pulling in. If you have the flexibility, you can grab the calf. All right, so this one you can adjust for your own needs. All right, what do we got? Da, 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 da. All right, we have some banded stuff. You can use a long looped band for this. I actually forgot to bring one in here with me. And because it's such an ordeal to walk even a step, I'm not gonna bother grabbing it. I'm just gonna use this instead. This will do as good a job. The only difference is it is not looped. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna go up and over with the band. So we're gonna sit now on a looped band. So pretend this is looped. You're gonna grab at the end. If that is a little too wide for you, you can grab farther in. I'm just gonna grab like so, and then I'm just gonna go up and over, keeping the arms straight. Just moving through the shoulder. Shoulders doing a little bit of clicking in there. Just goes to show I haven't been doing this enough. All right. Oh, that's feeling better. A little less crunchy. I'm gonna do 2 more for a total of 10. All right, continuing with the band. Again, adjust the width of your hands on the band to give yourself the necessary tension for you. Now we're gonna do something called a banded pull apart. We're gonna start in the horizontal position first. So we are here, arms are straight, shoulders are down, posture is looking good as per usual, and we're just gonna pull straight arms, moving out of the shoulder until the band taps our chest. Now, this one, depending on how much tension you put on the band, this can be really a tough exercise. It's also a good way to warm up for bench. So if you do want an arm and shoulder workout at some point, just by creating more tension on the band, you're gonna get a nice workout. All right, now we're gonna go diagonal. For diagonal, the right arm is gonna be higher this time, and the arm that's higher is gonna have the palm up. So I'm gonna be here, right palm up. Again, arms are straight, coming straight out of the shoulders. Awesome. Now we're gonna switch. So the right hand is gonna be down now, right palm is down, left palm is up. All right, lastly, what we'll do here is we're gonna go behind the head. So again, arms are straight, okay, coming straight out of the shoulders. We're not bending, we're not extending. And the arms travel down until that band taps our shoulder blades. Keeping good posture throughout. Keep those shoulders down. Keep the chest nice and open. Very good. Awesome. You should be feeling a little bit of heat, but hopefully not too much unless that was your intention. And if that was, then well done. You've crushed it. Okay, last but not least, we are going to roll like a ball. Personal favorite. I feel like I'm 5 years old again, which is always fun. Now, the trick here, and based on your coordination, you know, this may or may not be recommended. We are going to start seated. Heels are into my butt. I'm gonna roll back to the tips of my shoulder blades, and then I'm gonna roll back and I'm gonna pause before my feet touch the ground, okay? So rolling back and then pause. If you don't think you have that coordination and you're gonna slam your foot down, then either don't do these or place your hands on the floor first at the top, like so, to brace yourself. Eventually, working to not needing to do that anymore and getting that control. Now we want the spine to be rounded here, right? Because we're creating a ball with our body. And giving our spine a nice little massage here. All right, amazing work. I hope you enjoyed this little bite-sized mobility movement session. Feel free to tag it on to something else. I'm gonna do abs after this just because my body's feeling warm now and I feel like I need a little bit of extra work. But you can also use this as a stand-alone session. All right.